kicked in the fucking face.
In the next bubble screen over here, let's throw curls.
What are the whys, right? What are the whys?
Bears Hour Live.
32 is the identity.
We were kind of stuck in neutral, and I thought it was a good idea to hand the play calling over to Bill Lazor.
Loses the football, strip sack, and a take.
Bears Hour Live. Bears Hour Live. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Draft Talking, the smartest man alive. Yo, Bears Hour Live. Bears Hour Live. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Draft Talking, the smartest man alive. Ran up with the true analysis you expect. Raw passion for the show. Bear fans get nothing less. Locked in with real emotion and passion for every play. Coach Phil gonna bring that range, but in with facts by shade. Post game show like nothing else you're gonna hear. Some can try to copy, but our buckets are sincere. Delivering the truth on what just happened, to be clear. That's why we're on TV, so you can see it, not just hear. Hey yo, with Draft Dr. Phil, you know it's always hit sticks. Splitting double teams like 96 Hakeem hits. You can tell the shit matters. A bit love can be felt. Critical of Nagy cause the talent he's been dealt. As our life keeps growing, Shane's all knowing. Delivering the truth on how the QB's throwing. Dimes on time, just lacking fundamental. Whatever the case, we get hot like Cecil. Fiery discussion about what happened in the game. This ain't your daddy's postgame, so expect the fucking flame. Not for the average fan, a loss they can't survive.
But don't you worry.
Bears Hour Live.
Bears Hour Live. Bears Hour Live. We go all live right after Bears.
I don't think we're that much.
The myth, the red legend, Dr. Phil Ototion.
Because teams realize, hey, we gotta stop Matt.
When you put that much into it, you don't let that. And the guy next to you said, "You son of a bitch, you better block." That's what happens. That's when you have a real good team.
And let's get it on.
This is Bears Hour Live.
Welcome to BHL week number 2, the opening game at Soldier Field. We saw a little bit of everything today, I think. Andy Dalton came out and was playing some good football finally. That third down play, little rollout from him. They said ankle, but clearly from the get, you could see that he tweaked his knee. Justin Fields' time, something that we've all been waiting for. And I sent out a tweet a few minutes ago. Hey, it wasn't perfect, but to me, it is much easier to digest when you have a limitless upside rookie out there. We know that there's going to be some hurdles. We know there's going to be some bumps in the road along the way, but those are acceptable because we've seen those same issues, those same mistakes coming with whatever quarterback is out there that don't have the upside of Justin Fields. Bears squeak it out. Defense, I think this is the Justin Fields factor. I think this team believes in him and believes where they can go with him. I think you saw the defense ignited, but the questions still remain. Matt Nagy, lots of question marks there. Some of the questions on defense that we talked about with our patrons at the halftime show, bailing out on 3rd and long with your DBs. Eddie Jackson made some plays, but then you saw Eddie Jackson rear his ugly head there towards the end on the long play to Jamar Chase that people with calculators are blaming on Kendall Vildor. But hey, we'll take a W where W's will come. We'll be happy. Now the Bears just have to make the right decision, and this is the guy moving forward. This is going to be a big fear of mine until they make it official, because we know that this team has a tendency to go backwards sometimes with their decisions. It's time. Put him out there. Let's get these bumps out of the way. But speaking of fired up, I know somebody that's ready to launch some nukes, I think, and that's DDP in his rant. So take it away, Phil. Let's go.
What's up, guys? You know how it is. Bears Hour Live right after Bears games. You have to digest this. it's a game of inches, but I've always been taught the difference between winning and losing in a football game is catching and dropping the football. And Allen Robinson, for all his, agent's ways, going in social media and him, you have to make that catch and help your rookie quarterback out. You just do. And I can't express this enough. You look at it, we talked about it on our Patreon side at halftime. There is no reason why the best player on your offense leaves the field until he says, I need a break. And that's David Montgomery, who, oh, by the way, closes out the game with the same energy and passion and pride that he started the game with. If there's a question at all, it's the ignorance of a head coach that's a buffoon. It's a reality check. You got 3 turnovers and you win by 3 points. You win by 3 points because you have a coach that's completely arrogant on every level of the game. And the rookie quarterback saves the day by running and getting that first down because the old man momentum came because Matt Nagy doesn't know his ass from his elbow. Let's just call it what it is. You never take 32 out of the game. You just don't. He could catch the ball. He put a move on that linebacker for 38 yards that got called back with the bullshit. The refs were horrific today. Cole Kmet, that's offensive pass interference in what league? In the soccer league, MLS. They probably wouldn't even call anything like that. It is the same play. The same thing happens on the goal line with the Bengals receiver pushes off Vildor. No call. But it's inexcusable, Allen. Great play on the curl and getting the first down because, oh, by the way, if he doesn't break that tackle, it's just throwing a curl on 3rd and 16. Makes a great play. I was ready to give him the player of the game until he drops that ball. He catches that ball. It's the game over. Bears momentum, offensive confidence. Now, just in typical fashion, you have so many questions. You have so many questions. There's no way this should have been a 3-point game, but Matt Nagy made it so. And to Shane's point, Eddie Jackson comes out, he plays better. Giving you credit. But in the biggest moments where momentum is shifting and you need to make a play in a center field with calculator Brad out there blaming a corner, the safety comes over and simply just destroys that receiver and brings him down, or do what you said you want to do on the film. Just learn how to make a play on the ball. Your angle sucks. Your pride sucks in that moment. It's like you're looking around for Kyle Fuller to make a play. He's not here. It's up to you now, Mr. Highest Paid Safety. How anyone's blaming Vildor there is ridiculous. It's the safety. The ball's thrown inside. Safety. Vildor looks. He sees Eddie coming. They run into each other like Keystone Cops. Discipline. In my lifetime, you think Robert Quinn wouldn't get benched at that moment for a series? Now, Robert was playing his ass off, but it's inexcusable. You gave them 3 points right there. Oh, by the way, you won by 3. So if we're going to do woulda, coulda, shouldas with the fucking calculator Kents of the world, then let's look at that. Taunting penalty, undisciplined, all a reflection of the head coach. Last point in my rant. Justin Fields comes into the game. Andy Dalton was playing. very good football. Very good football. It was his game. It was his game going up against his old team that drafted and believed in him. You could see he wanted it. He went back out there showing the toughness of the red curls. But the reality was the baton has been passed. And I'm going to make the same point as Shane. You don't go backwards, Matthew Nagy. You don't. You don't go backwards and say, well, I made a promise. Now it's Justin's team. Now the mistakes, terrible interception. You'll see it over and over on ESPN. And every fucking blog boy that has an issue or narrative to write about Justin Fields going to show you it. But that's a learning lesson. And in the biggest moment, when the team needed a first down, Mitch Trubisky would have been, let's just face it. Mitch Trubisky would have went down like a fucking rag, fucking potatoes right there. Just a bunch of potatoes falling down with Hendrick's arm right there. You all know it. You've witnessed this. There is something to be said with players like David Montgomery and Justin Fields. They refuse to lose. They refuse to go down. So you as a fucking coach, never take them out of the game because you want to win and set pride in your offense because you should have won by 28. 28! David Montgomery, Cole Kmet down the seams. Get the ball in the middle of the field with Justin working the tight ends. Get it down the field and attack. Matthew Nagy is scared. He's scared. And I'll tell you right now, there's one play. Momentum's going against you. Obviously, Justin did what he did. He saves the game with that scramble. And then David Montgomery puts the game away with all-out effort. All out. Getting that first down. I was afraid for a moment that the ref were going to mark it wrong, but they didn't, to their credit. But I'm going to tell you this. It's first down. Everybody and their brother knows you're giving to David Montgomery. This is where offensive geniuses really show up. So you play chess. You play chess. You came in tight formations. They're going to blitz you. Sam Mustafa's getting fucking killed all day. All day. I don't care what anyone says. He's not a starter at center. He's costing you plays and possible injury. That being said, you play the game of chess. Matt Nagy, you fake to David Montgomery, and you run with one route with Justin Fields right there. Yes, they won. Yes, they did. It was because of Justin that they won. But I'm telling you, you play right into their hands. You just ran the ball. They all blitz. They sold out, and they stuffed David Montgomery, right? You got to know that they're doing that. It's a lesson for you, coach. You got a freaking Adonis at quarterback. You got the best horse in the Kentucky Derby. Don't take the ball out of his hands. Make him freaking action and get up the field. All I'm looking at is a guy in Matt Nagy. My final point, Matt Nagy. You have a responsibility to the city of Chicago and to every goddamn Bear fan all over the world because they are everywhere. You need to understand 32 is the offense. Everything that Justin will become to become the offense will come through David Montgomery. Until you understand that and stop with your gimmicks and ruining rhythm by bringing in Damian Williams' ass, you are always going to be in these games where your offense can't put people away. And that is my rant, Shane.
I hear you, man. It's nothing ever comes easy with this team, Phil. That's the one thing that we've learned.
20-3, Shane, in the fourth.
I'm looking around Twitter and comments from like former Bears director of scouting, Greg Gabriel sent out a tweet, Bears winning a nail biter. Chicago Sports Radio is going to have to change their narrative this week because Justin Fields, while he has a bright future, clearly is not ready to be a starter.
What?
That just came out.
So let me ask Greg. I like Greg. So Greg, if Allen Robinson catches that ball, does your story change? Because that ball is a dime in the breadbasket, into his belly, into his chest, dropped. That's a walk-off home run. That's Aaron Judge in the bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, down 2, gone. See this? Boom, bop. All the fucking Khalil Mack shit. Goodbye.
Well,
Take your Khalil Mack shit and fucking go to another network that wants fucking narratives. Khalil Mack is the best player on defense. It's not close. He makes everybody better.
Not close at all. No, I agree. Phil, the thing about it is what gets me in that, and this isn't an indictment on Andy Dalton because Andy Dalton played well today. But we continue to see, like I said, when the show started, you see these roadblocks. It doesn't matter what quarterback is in there. You saw it with Mitch. You saw it with Nick Foles. You've seen it with Andy Dalton. You continue to see it. So my point is, you put in the kid and let him try to work through these kinks because of he's got limitless upside. Do you think that Andy Dalton makes that play, that third down run? No. And the momentum, just like you said, exactly.
They kick a field goal, they tie, or they score and win, and then everybody's with us. How long? I put the Tape Never Lies out this week. Shout out to my boy Barlissimo, giving me the fucking paints. There he is, right on fucking top.
Yeah, that's a great point by George right
Dalton
there. That's
can run an offense perfectly set. Right on cue. I'm talking about the guy. And our producer, to his credit, Jackal's with us now, puts Barlissimo up there. Take a bow, Barlissimo, wherever you are, because that's exactly it. The point of this game is the overcomers. To overcome adversity. I thought Jamari said it too. Jamar Riddick. Andy, yeah. Justin made a fucking error that Ben Roethlisberger's made, that Drew Brees has made, that every quarterback, Tom Brady included, has made. That fucking zone drop, come out late, nickel coming at you so you think you got the shallow cross, and here comes this head right in the alley, right in there. Is Greg Gabriel talking about Joe Burrow's 3 fucking interceptions? No. Justin Fields decided after that, I'm taking this team. Mind you, here's the key point. Now we got to see, and it's unfortunate that, Shane, we have to see, worry that Matt Nagy might start Andy Dalton this week. You know, he might pull that shit, right? We have to worry about that.
The sad part is, Phil, I almost expect it. That's just where we are with this franchise. Results on the field don't come easy, and results with the coaching staff and the front office behind the scenes don't come easy.
No. And this is where the test would be normally for another head coach or whatever to say, hey, my guy is Justin Fields, and this is how we're going to prepare the week, because then you identify who is Matt Nagy, the head coach and play caller of this football team, and how does he put a game plan to play the Cleveland Browns, who have a high-powered offense and have a great defense. How are you going to attack with a rookie quarterback? This is where you define who you are as a coach. But Matt Nagy's going to wait all week. He's going to wait all week. They're going to whisper in the corner, hey, Justin or Andy starting. But don't tell anybody, because we got to be the smartest people in the room. But instead, you tell everybody and you prepare, because they're preparing for Justin Fields if they're even in the vicinity of being an NFL franchise. That's what you do. Everybody and their brother. If you're going to take that last mistake and define Justin Fields as not being ready and miss the dime to Mooney, it was dropped. to Allen Robinson, that's the walk-off home run, then you're not doing it right. You have an agenda of disbelief in a player. That's all that says, because I'm seeing, now granted, the other throw, he was a pinch late to Mooney in the corner. I thought Sanchez was right, but I felt like it should have been, it's that same leverage concept that I talked about in the week. David Montgomery one-on-one versus the linebacker. David's going to juke him. We all know it.
Yep.
And he wins and he scores. So it should have been me calling the play, simulated as Matt Nagy. All right. Whatever they call this, leverage 32, out, up, whatever they're saying, whatever their fucking language in their 500 Greek diner menu sheet is, hit David. Look left, hit David. Let the leverage get you the win. That's what you know why Bill Belichick has won all these Super Bowls? They do things to get the matchup they want. Ask any fucking person worth anything in college or the pros as a defensive coach. Do you want your linebacker on David Montgomery right now? Let's ask him. He is so I mean, I don't think people even have a comprehension because we have such a fucking dumbass calling plays coaching. I really do. David Montgomery should be the whole game plan against the Browns. How are we going to use David to help Justin? How are we going to use him? Let's run counter. Let's run toss. Let's get him involved in the pass game. Let's get him involved in screen game. This stuff is just, I mean, what does he have to do to prove it? And Shane, again, Berlissimo, myself, my dad, we don't have the fucking all 22 yet. So I could just go by this. Sam Mustipher cannot be your center. No. He just can't
totally agree.
He's not strong enough. Now, he might be smart. And like I said, again, if you're not a patron, I don't know what you're doing. You want the real analysis, the real truth. Sam Mustipher, again, you're running outside zone. He blocks the wrong fucking guy. James Daniels tries to cover for him because there's no way. It's your guy. He's inside eye on the fucking guard, and you're running outside zone. Anybody telling you different is wrong. They're wrong. He lets them go right through. He pushes them. I'm like, oh my God. Then I don't know what was going on the sack, Shane. What was the argument on Twitter there? Like, James Daniels' fault? I got to see it.
Yeah, Olin was
the center just get fucking launched like he was a fucking kid.
I assume this was the one that Olin was referring to, and he was in. I would have to go back and look at the timestamp and make sure that it, lines up. But it really seemed like Olin was defending Mustipher and saying that anybody that is blaming Mustipher doesn't know anything about pass blocking or responsibilities. So that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But yeah, Phil, you talk about you got to help out your quarterback. And this is what we see, around the NFL each and every week. You talked about the drop by Allen Robinson, but the other big one, Darnell Mooney, Mark Sanchez called out, that was another big play, another big drop where you got to help out your guy, part of getting
3 drops.
Yeah. Part of getting over these hurdles and these roadblocks is making plays for your guy along the way to make things easier. And I mean, there's people on Twitter going nuts, saying that this is the first drop in a very long time by Allen Robinson. And
that's not how this game is played,
exactly.
Guys.
It's not.
This
you
isn't
got to
a
make the
fucking
plays
game
that are in front of you. Exactly.
Yes, exactly, Shane. I mean, come on. Again, I'm going to say it so we can clip it for the show on Wednesday. Hint, hint, Jack or whoever. The difference between winning and losing is catching and dropping the football. Do you need evidence to that statement? Another t-shirt for the fucking TTNL family of truth. You know why? Angelo Black. What about Angelo? What about Angelo? He caught the ball. Put you in scoring. That's the difference in the game. Angelo Blackson, you didn't score. You kicked the field goal. Those 3 points end up being the game-winning points. Jalen Johnson, Roquan Smith, making catches, creating a turnover with your hands.
Roquan almost
Oh
dropped
my
that.
God,
But
he almost dropped it. But
he did. He
he
got.
looked like David Montgomery with
He
that
did.
move on
He
it.
did. You got to give him credit. I was afraid he was getting so close to that. I thought it was going to be Tariq
tight
Cohen all
end,
over again.
The
That he
tight
was
end
going to
I thought
step
was
on the
gonna.
sideline. Yeah.
I thought the tight end was going to knock the ball from behind as well. He did a great job today. This is game two. Game two, Shane. I thought, in all honesty, the defense obviously showed a lot more passion, but we have big troubles at the nickel corner. That's where fucking Burrow was going all day. Now, he played better than Marquis. He did, but you still have this issue with Eddie Jackson not being the leader that he should be. He needs to make that, if anything,
Well, and
he makes a tackle there.
we have a little update on that too. Eddie
Okay, we do.
was running off of the field yelling, bear down. Y'all thought I was done. Well,
Oh my God.
you had a pretty big
game-
blunder at the end of the game, Eddie. Maybe just shut your fucking mouth, go to the locker room, and go show up next week and make another play. It's just
That's the problem.
yeah,
right there.
exactly.
Okay, you made it. You made a great play on a fumble. You got your hand in there and you did your job. Great. Don't fall for this shit. Not here. Not on this show. We're not going to fall for that. The reality is Eddie's got to play better. Eddie's got to play better. They all have to play better. Huge, huge, huge issue with Eddie Jackson, Shane, doing that. That makes it even worse, in my opinion, because he should be prideful in the fact that I fucked up there. I got to be better. Instead of running your mouth, talking shit to the fans and people. Come on.
Club Dub
is back. Oh, boy.
But anyways, Phil, just some more things from around
Yes.
Twitter, and I think that this is important. Ken Mitchell, who is he's a good follow from Windy City Gridiron, tweets out, Justin Fields should start from here on out. Rookie mistakes, yes. He will make them. Lots left to learn, absolutely. The only way he will learn them is with reps, both in the games and number one reps in practice also. This year's record is actually unimportant. It's all about Fields' development, and that's all that matters. And that. Listen, we want to win. We want to make the playoffs. End of the day, that's the number one. That is
exactly
and I agree with Ken 100%. I mean, that'll be contender for tweet of the week on Wednesday night. You cannot go backwards at this point, and that's my biggest fear, Phil, with this.
I know
franchise.
You said it right away.
Yeah,
we'll be on the record. There'll be stories posted about it tomorrow, taken from Shane. But the reality is,
big plays are nice. They're good.
We worry about the big plays later. They'll come. As I said in the rant, if you turn this around and go back to Andy Dalton, you're completely oblivious to the moment. It's like a person watching that game and feeling good. Okay, we got a victory. What are we going to do to keep winning? Well, you got to catch the football. You got to tackle, and you got to get the right nickel corner. You got to find the nickel. The whys are all answered there. You're going to ask the whys with this guy? Let's ask the why.
What are the whys?
Yeah, exactly. What are the whys? What are the whys? If you were wise, you'd understand the moment. This is the moment Justin Fields becomes your starter. I totally agree with what this guy was tweeting out. And you, Shane, because I feel like as a human being, as a coach, this is where you teach your young quarterback, okay, we didn't put you with the starters and Allen Robinson, and now you're working through the game to find rhythm. We didn't do anything in the preseason with you as a starter. We fucking totally neglected you. All these people are going to forget that stuff. But the reality is those are the most important moments where you get cohesiveness with your receivers and your coach and quarterback. Now he's having to do that in a crazy, chaotic game. I guess we got the coach coming on.
Do you notice anything there, Phil? The wise?
There's the wise. If you were wise, you'd be a patron. Can't hear him here.
4-1, getting after Joe Burrow, great quarterback, affecting him up front, and taking advantage, of these opportunities. You got it when you win the turnover battle. You usually have a great shot to win. So Eddie had the forced fumble, 38 picked it up. Gibson, Uroquan with the pick 6, Jalen with his interception, all consecutively, right, and then ending it with Ogletree creating some
Let's see if he says anything about we got to do better as an offense.
I thought one of the things that we challenged our guys this week was to be able to swarm, run around and fly around and swarm. And I felt
Coach,
that
you should be talking about that for fucking since the spring.
Crazy, and it
fucking
felt good.
Rocket science.
That's the part that we liked. Being able to not take advantage of that as an offense in the red zone.
States the obvious.
Big picture. When you look back, and I'll be ready to look at the tape and see the why part behind it, but I just felt like there was 4 or 5 big plays where we missed some chunks, whatever it is.
Big plays.
Whether it was a penalty or whether it was something else. Offensively, 4 or 5 plays that, man, if we
can he call out Allen Robinson?
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, and that's where
could he call him out?
Defense that's doing what they did today,
I would.
Because
I know he's asking for a
that's where
contract,
I think,
right?
We're going to really hit that hard this week and see the why part, but that's the
why part, guys. Can't hear these fucking questions, which sucks.
Yeah, so Andy's deal was he was running on the sideline. I didn't even see it, but I guess he was untouched. When
you were too busy in your fucking play sheet to see.
So hurt himself a little bit there, and then he came out the next series, and I noticed on some of he took a sack. And I saw he was kind of limping a little bit. So, we got it looked at, and then he went in at halftime, and then coming back out, he would have been he was our backup. So he would have been able to.
That's how that works.
In an emergency. And then as the quarters went on, it was getting a little bit sore.
Anybody home?
We'll see. We'll know more here in the next 24, 48 hours as to where he's at and everything, but he's tough, man. He's for him to still go out there. And I thought the first drive, man, it was so great to be able to go out there and get that first drive right down the field and scored a touchdown. And then we were kind of moving the ball, today, and then that happened, and so there's the example of making sure that you're always one play away, right, for everybody, every position. So then Justin came in, and I thought he did it was at the end of the second quarter. He did a good job with just trying to get in and out of the huddle, get the play calls in, and then there's things that we'll all learn from this second half, the third and fourth quarter.
I agree.
But at the end, all that said, you kind of feel the momentum shifting, and they get to the long touchdown pass, and then we go 3 and out, and then there's a pick. And all this stuff's going. Well, you have the pick and then the touchdown, and now all of a sudden it's third down, and Justin makes a great play with his legs, and that's things that he can do. He can extend plays, and I thought it was a great effort by him to get the first, and then for us.
Could you say that really sealed
in 4
the
minutes
game?
with the offensive line when we needed to?
Saved you.
Those were the bright spots. So we got a lot of room to grow.
Got a lot of room to grow, Shane. Can't hear any of his.
I'm pretty sure. Like again, they're looking at that tomorrow in the next couple of days, but I'm pretty sure that we can rule that out. But I hate to. I didn't look at anything yet, so don't.
Yeah, I'm sure. How would you ever want to look at anything with your starting quarterback, dumbass?
Yeah. No, we harp on it, and so we had the 2 big ones, right? To get both of them were to get off the field. One was a taunting with clapping, and then the other one was the one out of bounds where we hit Burrow.
Better now.
So those are fine. Those affect you, right? And today to be able to come out with a win, but we talk about them with these guys, and I think like. You fight so hard, and they played their tails off.
I think after this, Phil, too, I think we definitely have to listen to Fields.
And then you look back at those 2 drives, they extended a little bit. So you hate to have that, but we're always talking about it. Our guys know it. They understand it. You just got to do it. So.
Oh, where the fuck it is? It's driving me insane.
Yes and no. Be smart, but play football. And like the last play there when he got that first down, he was physical, and couple runs there that we had in the red zone where he had that run to the left. So just be smart. I mean, that's part of his game. He's able to do that and use his legs. But at the same point in time, you know, depending on however Andy was, and then we always have an emergency quarterback too.
Yeah, David Montgomery was your emergency quarterback. We know.
No, that's when we get with Sam and with him, we'll find out. There's communication issues, whether it's on a certain cadence. Somebody thinks it's on one cadence and somebody thinks it's on another. Sometimes you just forget. There's different things that go into it, but again, that's all kind of a part of the process. And to have that happen in the red zone there, tight like that, it kicked us back five more yards and made it 3rd and 10 or 11. So we'll get that fixed. And what's that? Not yet. No, we'll get to that and see. There's always communicate. Like somebody did something, whether it was, hey, it was on this. I thought it was on this. You heard that. You know, but we'll get that fixed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have some things on the sheet that we like, and that whether
There's
it's
some
type
things
of play
on the
calls,
sheet.
Based off of formations, motions, shifts, personnels, and stuff like that. When you get out there in this situation and you're the backup quarterback and you don't have all those practice reps and you get thrown in the mix, the last thing you want to do to that guy is make him start thinking about how to call formation, motion, shift. You want him to be able to play fast. So we had to adjust a little bit because of the situation of coming in like he did. And that's just all part of it. I'll come back. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
He's so pleasant when he wins, you know. It's like, oh yeah, I'll come back. Keep asking the question.
Right. Again, like I said with Justin, he's probably further along than we thought at this point right now. So if that's the case, then we feel good about it.
Won a game with
Justin
the kid.
has,
what about you, Coach?
He's worked really, really hard to get to this
what
point.
Are the
Even
whys
today,
with you?
like in that moment, as a rookie coming on in that situation, super calm, super cool, and even after the interception, when that dropper he dropped in the zero look, made the play, he was very cool coming out there and knowing to try to make a play. But he's done that his whole career. Like that doesn't fluster him. So that's a strength that he has.
Tell him, Lawrence.
We'll see where everything goes and where it's at. But for sure, if Justin,
I totally agree.
He's done what we've asked him to
do. This
do.
guy is the crippling of the team, the coach.
Yeah.
I didn't see Andy Dalton. What? The whole fucking country saw Andy Dalton because we're watching the play.
Yeah, staying aggressive. That's kind of our mindset. Like if you run the ball, you don't get it, then you make them use a timeout, but you're not even giving yourself a chance to get the first down. So we're going to stay aggressive with our mentality of how we do that. We want to be smart with the play call and what it is, right? And every play call, we talk throughout the week, and we know.
Imagine if you opened a competition, how much more prepared
in that situation
Justin would be.
Sorry.
Imagine Justin against the Rams playing and you winning, and now you're 2-0, and you kind of understand what he does well. This is the reality of this buffoon.
They took it personal. They were a little bit pissed off of how it went last week. They weren't happy about it. And when you're a good football player, and you
fire alarm going off
there, come back and you play pretty well, and that's what they did. So now
it's a sign for Nagy
be to take that into the next week, right? And then become that dominant.
Eela's cooking. Eela's cooking.
And then we got to do
that's
the
all
same
they're
thing
saying. Fire Matt Nagy.
Have a complimentary, but
that's the alarm.
When the coaches on defense worked with these guys, they talked to them, they stayed positive with them. They challenged them. They challenged them all week long, and then you saw it in practice. And when they started swarming in practice and running around, if you do that in practice, you'll do that in the game,
dude. If you can't see that it's Justin's time, Coach, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I honestly don't know.
That's a credit to Coach Desai and our defensive coaches, and then the players disguising how they need to. I'll just say this: Joe Burrow has an unbelievably bright future ahead of him, and I think he had a streak going of like not throwing many interceptions, for the short streak that he's had in his short career. But I know this much: he's a good player. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to take advantage of that.
He is a very good player,
he'll bounce
jackass.
back and he'll be just great.
Oh my God. David Montgomery should be the first question. Why do you continue to take him in and out of
I
game?
had to ask because I didn't see. I was kind of blocked, and so we'll see it on tape. And
He never
that's football, but that's kind of
you have the best seat in the fucking house. You can't see
throughout the game, and I know this. I'll never with our guys, man. Our guys care. They care, and
guess what, Coach? That's what football's about,
and you do everything you can to come back, and probably
that's
very
what
similar
football's
to
about, bro.
how it went with the defense last week. Our offensive guys,
my guys care.
To get
I'll tell you that
better,
right now. My guys care.
And Allen Robinson,
you're in the way.
We all know what we think about him and who he is, and I know he's gonna.
Let's brown nose him. Talk about his drop, Coach. How critical that was. Were you disappointed in Allen's drop? Is he upset? Could they get a mic there? Could they afford one? They're $1 billion business.
So the one thing that Justin does do with Coach Flip after every practice is he gets every rep from practice with the ones on his own and with some of the guys in the back. So he's mentally getting the mental reps, and then he's physically making the throws. It's just not with the defense out there.
That didn't even make sense.
He
gets every
where
rep
he's at when
in
he comes
practice
in. Again,
after practice with the ones.
He was very prepared to come in as a rookie and just be in and out of that huddle and see things. This is the first time that he's.
This is an indictment on you. This is the first time he's saying that it's
knowing where to go with the
Justin coming out of the huddle. It should have fucking happened in the first preseason game with the starters. You jackass.
And he'll do that because
stink.
He cares.
I feel like Gene Wilder in fucking Willy Wonka.
I'm not going to get into.
No, sir.
I'm not going to get into.
You leave, sir.
Yeah, I got you.
Get rid of this guy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I can't believe how well he came out of the huddle, Shane. It was like
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You should have had that shit prepared since day one. He's your franchise.
Preseason, I go back to his touchdown run that he had at home when he ran to the left for the touchdown. The play wasn't there, and the guy that we fell down on that, and he scrambled around, went to the left, and
good day, sir.
Made it a good play.
Good day,
he saw that one,
and that's why. That's
one of the reasons. Saw the good play.
Go up and trade for him and get him. And now we've asked him to do everything he can to prepare himself. If the time comes to be the starter, he's done that, and now we just got to evaluate everything.
5 to 7-year-olds in flag. We have a 4-year-old on it. I'm nervous about the 4-year-old.
Yep,
this guy can never coach. He couldn't coach a flag fucking football team. He's so far away from understanding. Oh my God. Can you imagine, like, you're on a team with Barry Sanders and you're the head coach and you're just trying to fucking make Andre Ware good? Like, can you imagine?
From
Justin Fields.
Yep.
It's just a sad state for the Chicago Bears.
They were showing cover zero at first, and our hot on that cover zero check was a shallow. So I mean that was just a great play call by the defense, and they showed cover zero, and they popped out linebackers right where I was supposed to throw the ball. So I really can't do anything about that. But just got to move on and keep getting better. I mean, you can't forget. I mean, you can't really control that. That's in the past, and my main focus was just to to secure the win and keep going for real. So.
That's right. That's how you answer that question. Saw history today.
I mean, yeah, I just try to have
changing of the guard.
Play
we
like
hope.
Practice, so,
yeah. I'm gonna say, don't get ahead of yourself there, Chief.
Every play like a game, and I just try to keep that calm mindset and calm.
This guy's running scout team offense. Can you imagine? Like, oh my God, that ball to Allen Robinson is fucking a dime.
I mean, Sanchez was saying it was tipped. It was not.
Wasn't fucking tipped, Mark. Go fucking butt fumble yourself out of town.
I guess I can't flinch.
He was so bad.
I know that now, and hopefully it won't happen again.
Exactly. It won't happen again. That's how you learn.
I mean, yeah, it was crazy. I mean, you're constantly told, be ready. You never know what may happen, and it happened. Of course, Andy came out, and then I just got thrown in. So I think I was pretty prepared, but there were definitely mistakes made out there, and I'm just gonna go watch the film and learn from those mistakes. So
That's again this guy. Perfect answer.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was saying for me to go on the field. I think so. Yeah.
One key part to remember, everybody, with this quarterback is this is his first time with the ones. He hasn't even been getting it in practice.
He just needs to know that I'm
That's what I said. This is the biggest indictment on the head coach.
Right. I mean,
he's proud that he's getting out of the huddle
receivers, if they drop
because
the ball,
he's never done it. That's your fault, you asshole.
That much confidence in them, and
you should have prepared for this.
How we play.
You'd be fucking 20 times ready.
Great those guys can be. So yeah.
I hope Allen Robinson tweets out, I gotta fucking catch that. That's on me.
Yeah.
I'll fucking have so much respect for you.
That was just me trying to get the ball back. I mean, I know I got the ball. I could think knocked out from behind me or something like that.
Oh my God, Shane. We didn't talk about that.
Hell of a play.
That was definitely.
I mean, it was
that play. How the fuck did he do?
I don't know.
No quarterback we've been around. Claudio's watching the game with me and Tate. He saves the game there.
What was Claudio's reaction to Mooney's drop?
He's got to catch. He was
too hard. Just too hard.
He was. I'll be truthful.
At the end,
Darnell's got to catch that.
Nobody was really open.
Catch
and then I saw
he made up for it later.
Open, and then I know, of course, first down wins the game. And I know the left end kind of grabbed me a little bit, but I just broke the tackle and tried to stay in bounds and got down. And of course, it was a big play in the game for sure.
Did fall awkwardly on that fucking thing. I got so fucking nervous.
Me too.
I go typical Bears. He's running out the game, and this guy's gonna get hurt.
I mean, yeah. So when Andy's pretty much getting the reps,
good point, Jay.
Play back to flip.
Can you imagine?
Right this is key. Listen to this.
Just watch the play develop, of course, and then after practice, we go back and we usually run through all the plays that the offense ran during practice, and then I would just go through it by air, and then we get a scout team receiver, and then he just come over and catch.
His reps is with one scout team receiver.
reps with the ones. Did I tell you? Did I fucking tell you?
Kid,
the
you drafted
story
number
is a
11.
lie.
I'm just anxious to see what I messed up on, and
then we get a scout team receiver
really,
out
think,
there.
Come
me
on. Personally,
fucking
I didn't play well.
Shoe salesman,
of course, I played well enough to
absolute
to
joke.
Win, of course, but I think there's a lot of room for me to improve. So I'm just gonna watch the film and see what I need to get better, see what I missed, see what I could have done better, and just work on that. No, not really. I felt like I saw everything well out there, and of course, having the iPads on the sideline, you get to see kind of a preview of the play and kind of what happened. So
give one to your coach. He don't see shit.
Maybe Matt should go up in the booth so he could see everything. Call plays for first time ever. The head coach is in the booth.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think
he can see it all, Matt.
Like when you're in the moment making those mistakes, it's more how you come back. But I think
I agree, Michael.
After the game, you just have to
gotta do something at center. This guy is not the center.
In games again, you just know where to go with the ball, and of course, what to do to protection. Pretty much whatever you need to do to make that play successful. And say
he checked to the nickel blitz
in this game. So
he knew it was coming. He did everything you could ask. He made one mistake.
I played with for sure, and just his mentality, I love it. I mean, he has just that dog mentality, and nothing can break him. So just playing with him, he gives the offense, great confidence, and he's a great offensive leader.
Why would you take him off the field, Coach? Sure. Listen to Justin right here. That says it all. Fucking guess who's giving the pregame speech, Shane? David Montgomery. That's who. It's not Andy Dalton going up against his old team. It was fucking David Montgomery talking. David Montgomery is elite.
No, I feel like I had more emotions last week when I was out there on the field, but this week I was just, just kind of calm, more calm for sure. And I was just trying to do my job to the best of my ability. So, of course, being the second string quarterback, you never know when that opportunity might come for you to go.
Ray, I'm not sure if you're new here or whatever. There's no narratives on this fucking network, bro. So you be better as a listener.
Well,
that shit doesn't happen.
Name on it.
Exactly.
I
What
mean,
is-
yeah,
what
I'm
is his
most proud of the
comment? I
defense.
didn't get to
just
see
the way
the
they
end
bounced
of
back
it.
from last week. Of course,
There's
you know, they
narratives
got a lot of
depending
heat
on who we
for,
like as the player.
last week's
Oh,
game,
yeah.
and you know
Yeah.
they
It's what
bounced
we
back.
do.
Let's have a
So,
narrative.
I challenged the scout
We
offense.
pride
last week. I
ourselves
was
on the
like, yo,
tape,
we didn't do a
so
good
there's
job
no
last
fucking
week,
narrative.
giving our defense a look.
Jesus.
So I tried to, you know,
Tell me where the
go out there this
narrative
past
should
week, and
be.
I tried to, you know,
Did you-
scorch our defense, and just
I'm sitting here
really
telling
just
you.
play ball with them, and I was trying to.
I was about to
got,
give
some
Allen
practice
Robinson
team,
the fucking
receivers together and
player of the
show
game
them that we need to do better to get
until
our
he
defense better.
fucking drops the ball.
They've definitely done it before. You know, right when I got here, I think I've thrown picks, a lot of picks in practice. So, I mean,
Andy
of
Dalton.
course, I'm not scared to throw picks in practice. I just throw it
Tell
up.
him,
straight,
Thunder Girl.
Nah, I mean,
It's clear.
It's awesome
This
seeing
is
those
your
guys go out there and
quarterback.
do what they did, and they definitely
Time is
you know, for
now.
sure.
You fucking fed, what's his name? Ian Rappaport, the fucking information before the game. Oh, you're so
I'll be
excited
prepared.
about how
I'm
much
gonna do
he's
the same thing
improved.
that I did this past week. And of course, if Andy can't go, then I'll be getting reps with the first team offense. So I think I'll even be more prepared for that than I was for today.
I love that answer, Shane. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
I mean, then I'll be more prepared. Yeah, of course, because he's not getting prepared properly.
Time? I'm sorry.
We're in week 2 and he's taking no reps with the ones.
Like before this game?
Until a game.
I had no idea. Of course, you know, we had some plays built in for me, but I didn't know exactly
Gabriel
when I
wants
was
to
going to
toss
get into
him
the
out.
game. And then,
Come
what
on.
was your second question? I'm
Are
sorry.
you kidding?
That doesn't change my mindset. Like I said before, I go into practice, like I treat every rep in practice serious. Like dead serious, like the game. So I'm just gonna continue to prepare the way I prepare, and you know, just get better each and every day, and keep going.
Unbelievable here.
Am I further along than I expected? I don't really set expectations. I just try to, you know, take
Are you further along than you expected?
Focus on getting better that day, but I never really
imagine if he's
set out
like,
a plan saying I should
had
be
Coach
here on a
Nagy
certain
put me
day.
out there with the ones in preseason, I'd be ready.
Our other quarterback would have said, I got to go ask my mom. I'll get back to you.
Joe Burrow would have said,
yeah, for sure.
well,
I was actually
Coach
thinking that.
isn't fucking preparing me.
Of
so,
course, you know, Flip was telling me to be smart with taking hits.
This is your
especially when we were in that
first
4-minute
round
situation,
pick.
and just kind of
He's
be
shown
smart.
nothing
And of
but
course,
poise.
get down and
the
don't take any
indictment,
unnecessary hits.
the indictment on Matt Nagy happened right here on this show with him lying about him preparing
I
him
just
with
asked him
ones,
how he
and
was
then
feeling,
Justin
and you know, he just
turning
told me good
around
job,
and telling you,
he
yeah,
said he was going to eat
we
dinner
go
later,
over
but
every
that's about it.
play
And
after
yeah,
practice.
But yeah, that's about
And
it.
then one of the practice squad receivers comes over and we run the play. No, that's not how you prepare with the ones.
I don't think I'm pleased with how I played at all. You know, I think there's a lot more in me that I have to show. And, you know, I know that's going to come with time. I know it's not going to happen overnight.
Did you
so
see him yelling at Mustafa?
You know,
I was
no matter
ready
what
for him.
happens,
I was
know
ready for
I'm in
him
this.
right then and there.
And
you're not the
I'm meant to
fucking
be
leader,
here.
Mustafa.
I think, you know, kind of
get the fucking snap
path
count
here
in
has
your
been
fucking
crazy.
head.
When I was younger, I never thought I'd be in this position. So I'm here for a reason, and I definitely think that I can play better. And I just think that this is the beginning. So I'm definitely excited for the future, and excited to get back to practice on Tuesday. Appreciate you.
I think you end that right there. Good job, Shane. Indictment over the head coach right there. And if that's not the lead story for this franchise in the paper, they're dumb.
It's gonna be, dude. This is the only story. I mean, Dan Pompei has covered the Bears probably longer than you and I have been alive. Maybe not you, your old ass, but he said it's Justin Fields' time. You know,
right?
You're gonna
even close.
You'll live with the fucking bumps and bruises, and it's gonna pay off for you. Listen, with this being was it perfect today? No. Was there blatant rookie mistakes? Yes, that's going to be part of the process. Are we building fucking narratives here to prop up Justin Fields? No. When we break down the tape and when we talk about it on the show, if he makes a dumb fucking play, we're going to talk about it. Yeah, there was really bad plays there.
Yep.
But we've seen it week after week with this franchise with no matter what quarterback is back there. So what is the purpose of bringing in a 11, 12-year vet at this point if you're still going to have the same issues without the upside? You lose the game today on that third down. If anybody else is in there.
Andy Dalton's in there, he gets taken down. Just like I wasn't taking a shot at.
Now, granted, maybe you're not in that position to lose at that point if the steady vet is in there. I'm not. I'm just saying, as a for instance, listen to me. I'm rolling with the upside. I've had enough vanilla ice cream. Let's throw some fucking chocolate chips in there. You know what I mean? Spice it up a little bit. It's crazy. This is the Bears.
Throw some Reese's, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Throw it. Whatever
Pieces.
you want to throw
Reese's
in there.
Pieces. I agree with you. I mean, clearly, I'm talking the headline pulling away from this game is the reality of Mr. Matt Nagy not preparing the future QB of your franchise with the ones, doubling down on that when the rookie comes on the stage and is asked about it. I don't know who asked him, but it was great. And he pulls back the Wizard of Oz curtain only to see the phoniness of the senator, the politician, Mr. Nagy. You ain't fucking preparing this guy with the ones. You're going over practice with a fucking practice squad receiver after practice to try to
with
your
franchise.
With your whole franchise.
And Jay Smooth, I know my place. I don't want anything to do with being the OC. You can hand that over to Phil. I'll go upstairs and I'll bring you all the fucking talent.
I will call the fucking plays. The first play I would have called is right after the Angelo Blackson
Phil,
turnover.
I said the same thing to my son, and I think I even brought your name up because I'm like, Phil's losing his fucking shit right now. Because we've been doing this for a long time, man. And it's just,
oh my God.
I don't understand. If we're sitting here watching it, why can't he figure that out? It's elementary football, bro.
It just really is. And situationally, it escapes him. It really does. Listen, there's so many things in a game of football. You saw it's 20-3 in the fourth, and the game's 20-17.
You want to address Mark?
Oh my God, Mark, are you watching the same fucking game? I mean,
Mark, you're a stat scout. That's what you are, and that's fine. That's great. Like your mustache,
my buddy from back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know what game you're watching, but you got to go watch the coaches tape because Khalil Mack dominated that game today, and he was in position to get knocked and trapped, and he's fighting through it. He got the sack, but he got like 4 pressures on this guy, and he's throwing the ball. And again, Khalil Mack is the last thing that I'm concerned about on defense.
Literally the last thing, yeah.
The last fucking thing that I'm worried about on defense is Khalil Mack. He was phenomenal today. If you're criticizing, you have an agenda against him.
Don't come into this show and bring stats as your basis for your argument because you're not going to win here. It's like
I love
Brad
Mark,
Spielberger going out there and blaming Kendall Vildor for Jamar Chase's touchdown. I mean, you're trying to prove a point, and it's a wrong one.
If you have vitriol for Khalil Mack and how much he gets paid, and you think he should get fucking your vitriol you would have a gripe with the other guy, Robert Quinn, for his stupidity. You would have a big gripe about that. Khalil Mack? You fucking kidding me? Come on, do better. Come on. Listen,
so Phil, let me ask you a question. I think
go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's important because you've coached, and I wish your dad was here to answer this. Was this defensive effort playing more inspired football because they believe in the fucking guy under center that he's got the ability to dig us out, to make a play out of nothing, to attack downfield? Do you think that has any affiliation with that? Do you think that they go hand in hand at all, or is it just pure coincidence?
I definitely think this team vibes with Justin Fields because energetically you could just feel an audience in a stadium alone. I'm sure our boy Greg Braggs and Matt Karstensen and Steve Edwards and Chris Zorich, all the TTNL family that was at the Tom Boson, all of you guys that were at the game, you could feel it. This isn't like Shane and Phil making this shit up. In fact, I take such offense to that. Take the banner down. We've thanked them enough for their journey. Sign up. I don't know. Hit the like button. Smash it. Get it going. Share it out. Let me just say put a finishing touch on Shane's question. There has been teams where the momentum you would think would just enlighten a defense and just get them so ramped up. And they failed. They fall flat. Today was one of those moments where, guess what? They were starting to fall flat. Momentum was changing. And who changed that fucking spark? Justin Fields. So when you go into the week preparing, now Matt Nagy as a head coach, as Dan Pompei is saying, as Shane is saying, as every fucking person with a brain is saying, the time for Justin Fields is now. It is not Andy Dalton's team. Andy got hurt. Justin came in, he's going to make mistakes. Just how many picks did Zach Wilson throw today? 5, 6, 4 picks.
Last I looked, well, his first 5 pass attempts of the game, he had 2 picks, and with 11 minutes and 32 seconds left in the third quarter, he had thrown 4 interceptions. And at that point, Mac Jones had 4. Mac Jones was 19 for 23 passing the football. So Mac Jones had 4 incompletions, and Zach Wilson had 4 interceptions.
Exactly.
Speaking of cars, here's our boy, and this shows everybody that doesn't believe that Cars is tall. There you go. Remove the banner.
He was at the game. The
Cars
Great
fan.
pick, Cars. Great. He's wearing a Justin Fields. What is this? A turtle? Oh, that's his mask. I go,
yeah.
Is this a turtleneck coming up? That's his mask.
He was afraid he was going to run into Greg Bragg, so he keeps his mask handy.
Listen, Justin Fields' time in Chicago. But now, unfortunately, we have a head coach that can't feel Fields. He has no clue. He's as Jim Larison called him, a buffoon. And that's true. So what is he going to do in regards to preparation this week? Prepare with both guys? Again, give Justin. Imagine if Justin was getting reps. Imagine if you had a quarterback competition. Imagine how prepared, how much of a better offense you would have. That's on the coach. That's on the fucking coach. I don't watch football on Sundays. I fucking live it. I coach it. Anybody want to? Maybe we do a fucking live feed from my house for patrons so they could see. Because I can't tell you how I feel like I'm playing against Nagy, the refs, and the opponent. That's how I feel. Imagine being a player on that team. You feel the same way when you know the game of football. Every former Chicago Bear worth a grain of salt has expressed to us, hey, this guy is way in over his head. He is way in over his head. And that's the reality of this football team. It is. And he's holding you back. Today, I hope Zach Pearson captures that, our boy, and puts a whole story about the lie, because he got caught in a lie in regards to preparing Justin Fields, because he wasn't. You're winning. Your quarterback is winning in spite of the play caller. There is no reason, none, that Damian Williams comes in the football game to help out this football team. I'm
honestly,
Montgomery.
Phil, at this point,
this has happened his whole career here. No. Jordan Howard, put Cohen in. 4th and 1, we're Cohen in. How
honestly,
about that exchange there?
I just don't see the upside or even the reason. What is has Damian Williams showed you anything?
He honestly has showed me that he's a capable
blocker
and backup. That's it.
But that's
imagine,
like a third string run. I mean, at this point, I would rather put Herbert as the backup.
Justin Fields honestly told you, oh, David, man, when he gets in there, I mean, he runs so fucking hard, so much. These are things that everybody that has played the game of football see. This is the only time David comes out. He taps his helmet. I need a break. I need a break. That's it. You want to win? It's infuriating to me. It's not because I have a narrative or a friendship with David. It's the reality. I want the Bears to win. David is your best offensive player. It's not close. It's not Allen Robinson. It's David Montgomery. In fact, the only time I've seen David get tackled in the backfield, a nickel comes fucking clean because Andy Dalton doesn't see the box and doesn't check to the other side. He runs right into it. Like, you can't run counter with that open side with a nickel. The nickel's right there. You can't fucking do it. You just can't. But he did it. And then Sam Mustipher. You can't get beat with a defensive tackle to your left side and you're going to run zone that way. And think that James Daniels is going to block it? He's going to the next guy. I prove this every fucking week. Show you on the tape. What? You can't make it up. Unfortunately, when people want to have a narrative, they're going to write one. We don't do it here. So whoever is coming in here trying to spew that shit is just completely lying. Another point I want to talk about real quick is coaching, and then we'll answer Let's Go Bears thoughts on Desai and our nickel corner. What are we going to do there? These things on defense are things we got to talk about, but I want to say this. Early in the game, Justin Fields comes in, right? David Montgomery on 3rd and 1 hits it up in there and gets the first down. However, the refs spot the ball wrong. You as a head coach have a responsibility to show me the measurement. Show me it. Instead, our coach gets up there, doesn't ask for that. He goes quarterback sneak. Justin Fields gets a yard more. You get the measurement. It was a first down with David Montgomery. They spotted it wrong. You challenge it. Now you're asking for the measurement. So now you have plenty of time to see it on your big screen. You're at home. I want a measurement. Fuck that. I walk all the way on the fucking field. I want a measurement. They have to do it. That's your responsibility, okay? They go out, measure it. Oh, it's this much, right? Or they give you 6 inches or whatever it is. Then you choose. I challenge that. Or you quarterback sneak and Justin Fields got a full fucking yard. A full yard off second effort. And they spotted it wrong, and you lose that possession. This coach is an idiot, to his point, Pusha T. He's too worried about what he's going to call next or every other issue known to man. That's a problem. So when you get into close games with the Packers, division rivals that you should win, your coach, your moron coach, is going to cost you games.
Right. Real quick here, Phil. We called out Mark because of, his, holding. Well, he wanted us to hold Khalil Mack accountable, and we addressed it. But so his rebuttal is that stats don't lie, as the tape doesn't. And Mark, yes, stats lie 100%.
Always lie.
Mark, I'll show you. So if I told you there was a 26-year-old quarterback that had a winning record as a starter and had 64 touchdowns and 37 interceptions, what would that tell you? Would you be excited about that guy moving forward?
Absolutely. That's a lot of touchdown passes.
That's Mitch Trubisky.
Are you kidding me?
He got $2.5 million on the open market. So yeah, stats lie a lot. And that's entirely the point. It's
Here's the last point on fucking Mac that nobody can argue. Go fucking watch the tape. What Mac does.
You can't.
It's not about a sack every time.
You can't watch what Phil does, the work that Phil puts in on Khalil Mack on his tape study, the tape analysis, and he literally shows you. You cannot watch that and come away and say that this guy is loafing and that this guy isn't any good. That means that you're concerned about one thing. You look in the stat column and you say, oh, he didn't have 3.5 sacks and a forced fumble today. So he's making a shitload of money, which means he's not a good player. And I don't know what to tell you. Go play Madden. Maybe that's what you should do. And Mark, I'm not just saying that this is just directed at you. There's a ton of people out there. I had a guy tweeting me today telling me to call Vegas and offer Mac back to them. Well, you think the defense has issues now? Wait until you get rid of him. That's all I'm going to say.
Khalil Mack is a warrior. If Khalil is a liability or a loafer or someone that doesn't give a shit, then I'm going to be the first one to call him out. You have to look at a game beyond the stats, to Shane's credit.
Right.
And you have to look at what Sean Desai is playing him at nickel sometimes.
Classic.
He's coming out and he's rushing a passer from 17 yards depth. Does that make sense? No. Khalil Mack is the least, we said it before, the least of our concerns. You want a fucking concern, go to Dr. Phil on the fucking Oprah Winfrey channel and talk about your fears or issues with Khalil Mack. That is not ever. If Khalil is an issue, we're going to break it down and talk about it. There is zero worry about me with Khalil Mack, just like I had very little doubts about Robert Quinn. Now, Robert Quinn doing that dumb shit, and granted, to Joe Burrow's credit, doing the fucking NBA fucking World Soccer League dramatic fall adds to the fire. But the reality is you can't even do that because they're so protective. And again, that gave them 3 points with stupidity. He made a great sack today. Robert Quinn was all over the field. Then he missed a few plays in the backfield. Khalil didn't miss. Again, it gets tiresome. That's why I say you want to blame Khalil Mack, go to another network. I used to do all this work to prove, okay, Leno sucks. He's a liability. Khalil Mack is a dime. He's getting triple teamed. So somebody else has to win. Somebody else has to win. On that play, Bilal Nichols gets a sack. Go watch what Khalil Mack did on that play. Go fucking watch. You want to talk about it's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's otherworldly. We'll put it up, and then you could say what? Well, he should have got it. No, that's not how the game of football works. I can't help if you feel that way. All I could do is show you the truth. The truth is, on that play, Eddie, on that touchdown pass, Eddie Jackson's midfield safety. He has one job. Nobody beats you. You're deeper than the deepest, and you're playing center field. This is what he loves to do, right? He's late on the coverage, and he doesn't go for the tackle. He doesn't. So that is on Eddie Jackson.
100%.
100%. Any fucking person that has no football IQ, doesn't understand defense and coverages, has never coached, never fucking played, is going to put that on Kendall Vildor. And that's the reality. And then sheep are going to follow that. I don't understand how somebody like Jeff Hughes, the Bears blog, has whatever amount of followers, but that's up to you to follow that bullshit nonsense. See, I don't do stats. I do tape. And again, right now, I'm reacting to the game that was played in front of me, just like you. I don't even have a DVR. I'm streaming this, so I got to go on one view, unless fucking Sanchez and Fox give us a fucking replay, which I wish they would do. Thank you, Peter. Pete Tuccio. Mark Curcio is upset with Mac. Pete Tuccio gets it with Mac. So 3 Italians can't agree, I guess. The other thing I want to talk about is the Cole Kmet bullshit ass
awful
offensive pass interference. Before we bring in our guest, if you want to be on a guest and come on here, you got to reach out to Chris Jackal on Twitter or Shane Marsaw on here. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm going to sit back and listen to our guests. I'm not going to say a word. I want to, if you fucking come in here like Tennant did last week, tell me everything I just told you. Just cut them off, Jackal. Just throw them out. I want to hear original, passionate thoughts. That's what this is about. But we got Cole Kmet. Here is Justin Fields getting hot, feeling it. Big play. Drives the ball down right across, hits the big tight end. He's carrying dudes. This is Bears football. No, offensive pass. What? He gets jammed by the defensive back at 7 yards. He rips and swims. So he rips his hand down and swims over. He's impeding me in my route. I have every right to do that. And doesn't push off like Michael Irvin. And Sanchez, to his credit, said Jason Witten made a fucking Hall of Fame career on doing worse, going boop, pushing both arms, and then getting open. This fucking guy swims and rips, catches it. It's a disservice. That would have been a huge momentum play. It pushes you back, and you know the rest of the story. I think we ended up having a punt there. And that's a part of this game. The other thing on top of that, I want to say, because we're always trying to, I don't take notes, but the tight end misuse and getting under center and just going from there. Every time you've gone under center, you've done 2 things, Jane. 2. You either go inside zone or you go action. So you got to do something different from under center. You have to. The boot, waggle, get something different, bring some motion across, fake the jet sweep and get him out of there. That's my scouting. You have to get under center with this young kid. You can't be in shotgun every fucking time. It's 3rd and 1, and thank God you have a fucking elite running back like Montgomery, because he's fucking making dudes miss, spinning, drop. I mean, he made that first down on effort and talent alone. So let's hope Coach Nagy listens to the show, that you guys share the show, and next week we're not seeing this. Let's throw curls, curls, curls. Curls, curls, curls. Listen, every week, Bears Hour Live, immediately after the game, it's the #1 Bears post-game show, bar none, on the planet. We always bring fans on the show. I tell you, easy to follow at Wazram right there. Is that your Twitter anymore? Oh,
no, that was the one they took away from me.
Do we have a fucking other updated one for you over here?
I don't think we updated the.
Oh my
the
God,
BHL
Steven, I blame you.
Yep, he's
taking a lot of blame.
He's playing with his lightsaber, I heard, but that's a story for a different day. It's
all right. You gotta have hype
at Shane Marsaw. Yeah,
at Shane Marsaw. So just put an at Shane SHAYNE.
Or you can DM at TTNL Network.
At TTNL. Follow the TTNL Network. Smash the fucking like button. And you got to bring hype.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Phil and Shane bringing on a fan to talk Bears and what just happened in the Bears game each and every week. You have to have hype.
Phil's always telling me to hype.
You can't be flat. So be ready, be prepared, and bring your passion.
I had hype coming out of my ass.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Hashtag Spencer Strong.
Those are big time fucking throws. Phil.
There
Wait,
he is.
before we get to our guy, Phil, I got to bring this up. Look at the comment in the chat. Look.
Marshaw.
I know. Read the story my entire. I don't know where everybody adds an H there, but it's all good. Story of my life.
Everybody does it.
Phil and I had a 15-minute combo on this a couple weeks ago. Good stuff.
Oh, our guest this week on Keeping It 100 has said it in his great video for your son, Riley Strong. Hashtag it up.
Yeah, I did.
Here we go. Kofi, what's
up, guys?
Good, man? It's been a year since we saw you last.
I know. I look different now. I got a new haircut.
Yeah.
Looking like Akeem Hicks.
Looks like Akeem
really?
Hicks.
Yeah, I lost some weight.
Look at you.
Yeah, I've been doing like a whole lot of boxing training, but
Look at you getting in shape, wearing your Gale Sayers jersey. Talk about your thoughts about this game. You've been waiting to come on the show, man.
I got a whole lot on my mind. First of all, we're not going to call Matt Nagy a freaking shoe salesman. He's freaking senator because of that whole press conference. You know why I call him a senator? Because of the fact that he's a freaking politician that always freaking lies. He never, ever, ever, ever is a man of his word. Every time he goes on freaking the press conference, he's always saying, well, we got to figure out the whys. We got to figure out the whys. But guess what? You saw what happened with Justin Fields going through his growing pains. He had that interception just because it was an indictment on the head coach. The fact that he was not playing with the ones is a freaking indictment on the head coach. I've been saying this so many times. I've been saying it since the beginning of the NFL draft, that Justin Fields is one of the most NFL-ready quarterbacks to come out of the draft. He's also one of the most accurate quarterbacks who has the highest passer rating. He was one of the most accurate quarterbacks. I mean, I can go on and on and on. But none of the blog boys was listening to me. All of the Bears media was saying, oh, we need to start Andy Dalton because Andy Dalton is a veteran quarterback. Well, look at what freaking Bill Belichick did with Mac Jones. He started him because Cam Newton was not ready. The Jets head coach started Zach Wilson. The Jaguars head coach started Trevor Lawrence. But why isn't Justin Fields starting? He played in the Big Ten, a Big Ten conference that had NFL-ready players. And you're not playing freaking Justin Fields, let alone playing with the ones? That's an indictment on you, Nagy. If you do not get your ass straight together, you're going to be out working at freaking McDonald's, like in that damn commercial.
What are the whys, right? What are the whys? And so when we all understand what the whys are, whatever that is.
I'm telling you, how stupid is that?
Thank you.
I'm sorry. That was my little rant I had to do.
LOSM, a new patron here.
Gosh.
What up, Bear Down? You're bringing it. 11 was the official Darnell Mooney freaking count on you. According to the chat room, you threw in 11 freakins. I love it. I would have gone with the bigger F word because that's how I roll, but I get it. Freaking tell them. Black Dank ones.
I'm just sick and tired.
No,
I'm sick and tired of
you.
mediocrity. I'm just so sick and tired of it. Every freaking year, coach by coach. Freaking George McCaskey is always saying, oh, let's do a collaboration. Y'all remember in February, he was like saying, me and Ted Phillips, we want to do a freaking collaboration because Matt Nagy and Ryan Phillips, they're able to get us out of that 6-game losing streak. You should be freaking angry. This is the charter franchise of the NFL. I'm sick and tired of people always making fun of the Chicago Bears. Oh, we are poverty. Look at the Chicago Bears. They're a poverty franchise. They don't know how to get a. People are freaking making fun of the charter franchise of the NFL. It's not the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not the Dallas Cowgirls. It's not the freaking New Orleans Saints. It is the Chicago Bears. We should be the most feared NFL franchise in here, the most respected, but nobody respects us. I'm sick and tired of it.
I love this freaking guy. I'll tell you that. Not that guy. Well, the guy with the glasses I like.
These glasses.
Even he's freaking out. We need
I got the black lightning glasses.
Like where are you freaking from, Kofi? You are where?
Oh, I'm in the west side right now, but like right now,
West side of Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay. West side, I don't know if it's California. I'm confused. I suck at geography. You're from the West Side. Toby Hill wants you to talk about accountability. Obviously, there is no accountability.
No, none accountable. You saw what freaking Robert Quinn did when he hit Joe Burrow. Like, that was totally unnecessary. He shouldn't have just gone up there and hit him. It was what, 3rd and 19, and you got and hit him. I don't care if he flopped.
He did get held on that play inside.
But hey, more power to you. Got to give it to Joe. Joe Burrow saw that
smart.
Developing. He was looking right at him.
He knew he got held too. And he knew Quinn was fucking pissed because he wanted another sack. Shout out to the West Side. Ferguson Bishop is giving you some love. But
West Side,
to your point, the quarterback, Mr. Nagy's got to have these guys under control. He's too busy in his play sheet to recognize that out, get out, a Taju, get in.
Right.
Come over here. That shit is not happening. You just gave up a first down.
Let's not also forget about the false starts. Like, how many times they were in the red zone?
Oh my God, Mr. Mustafa can't figure out. Afedi and Mustafa, the 2 weak links on the line. Put Bars in at center, get Mustafa out, or move James Daniels into center, get Mustafa out of there. Help this football team inside. It's only going to help. Sanchez was right again, as bad as I think he was as broadcast. He was making right. There's nothing worse than dropping back to pass on a 3-step drop and your center's fucking in your lap because he can't physically hold up. It just got to get better than that. It really does, Kofi. And we appreciate you jumping on. Do you have any final thought before we go to our
somebody
next guest?
said, well, if we call freaking what's his name a walrus, who is it? Charles
Leno. Come on.
I'll say Mustafa. We call him the Pillsbury Doughboy.
I think can Acevedo get on a freaking TTNL shirt?
I don't know.
The swag line. I think Kofi's onto something here.
Yes,
freaking Kofi.
Pillsbury Doughboy.
we got a 22 count on the freakins from Kofi Wilson today.
But one thing, I also ordered my TTNL sweatshirt too. I ordered it, so I'm gonna get it next week.
Oh, there you go. We'll have to bring you. You have to shoot a video or take a picture so we can put you up there. I appreciate you jumping on, Kofi.
No problem. Anytime.
Freaking killed it. I would have thought you were from Massachusetts with the amount of freakins.
Oh, because of my voice.
No, because freaking is a huge word over there in Mass.
Oh yeah. One more thing. I just want to wish one more thing. I just want to wish Shane Marsal's son a speedy recovery.
Thanks,
freaking
man.
Kick cancer in the ass, man. And man, the whole TTNL is with you, and I'm also with you too, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. He watched the game with me. He had his Roquan jersey on, and he definitely jumped out of the theater seating there when that happened. He was screaming. So I love to see the energy out of him. He was excited, but I appreciate the kind words, bro.
No problem, man.
Way to bring it.
Anytime you can have me, guys. I'm always here.
Way to bring it, Kofi. Great
Any
job.
freaking time.
Any freaking time.
Yo, what's up, man? Phil, we out here. We out here, man. Watching these Bears. 3rd quarter right now. We're hoping that the Bears get this win. We're holding on to the 7-point lead. We'll see, man. Excited to see Fields out there, man.
And the tape never lies.
Tape never lies, man.
Boom, bear down, baby.
Look at that. Tape never lies. Big Steve Edwards with our guy, Greg Bragg.
About time Greg Bragg did something for us.
Hey, I got to give him credit, Shane. You always take shots at him, but he's thinking about us. Found Big Steve Edwards, our boy, former Bear. Little promo here in the stadium. This week, though, on Keeping It 100 Wednesday night, the best Bears show on the planet. We have Kenneth Davis from the Under Center podcast and That's Davis show. He's going to be talking about this game and Nagy. It's going to be a freaking amazing show, Jackal. A freaking amazing show. You love it. We're going to bring up another guest. He's on the train. Nope.
Does NFL Network?
Hey, this is David Kaplan.
BX20 for the Bears.
Exactly, Greg.
Oh my God!
This is crazy.
I am in heaven!
If the dude's a fucking pussy.
Concept-wise, his run game doesn't match with his pass game.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is all improved.
This is Paige DeMacco, CEO of the Draft Network.
Rasheed Davis, former Chicago Bears wide receiver. Hey, my name's Rashad Whitfield, the footwork king.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Nall here with the Chicago Bears.
You keeping it 100 with Shane and Phil.
Keeping it 100 with Phil and Shane.
You're listening to my guys Shane and Phil on
Keeping it 100.
There he is. Cool Kennedy. You look like you are
staying safe.
Staying safe on the train. Is that a train or a plane?
No, that's the train, man. That's the train. We're boarding right now, so you know.
Jeez, I thought he was flying first class. I was gonna say I don't want that bill coming in. CTNL.
What's up, man? What's up, guys?
You had a freaking amazing time there at the game, I'm sure. What was the energy like? Verify this. We projected that everybody and their brother realizes Justin is the guy now. What about you? What do you say?
Definitely, man. Like, he was definitely taking over, and the crowd responded to it. The team responded to it. The offense, he was the last thread that they were hanging on to, man. Like that running attack when it wasn't working. It seemed like Nagy was running when he should have been passing when he should have been running. He was trying to mix it up too much. And, you know, Justin saved himself from that fumble. The crowd went crazy. You know, everybody,
God, that was huge.
Everybody held their breath. But, like, you know, hey, man, he's A1 for that. I don't know many people that could do that in that scenario. The mental awareness and you could tell by effort in that play alone. When you make a mistake, it's your responsibility to make up for that, and he did it in the same play, which many people can't do, man. But he took over as far as energy.
Yeah, you could tell. I mean, Shane and I talked about it earlier. That play, I don't think I've seen. My son asked me in that moment, has any other quarterback been able to do something like that? Because it was that crazy that he made that kind of effort. You remember Cam Newton in the Super Bowl, Shane, when he didn't make that effort to get on that football? It was the turning point in that whole game. And Justin Fields laying his ass on the line, like scooping that shit. It was a big moment, and momentum kept switching here. Obviously, for us, the Matt Nagy fucking boneheaded decisions continue to rear their head here. For you out there, David Montgomery, again, just getting pulled out of the game in critical situations. The two guys that close out the game are Fields and Montgomery, but this guy can't figure out his identity if you tried. What were you guys saying there in the stadium?
You know, me and Tom were rubbing shoulders, man, and he was more crazed about Eddie Jackson, man. Me and him were bonding over that because Eddie Jackson, man, like that one play where he I think it was a sack, but like he did great on that play, but it's like you can't let up, and that's what happened in the fourth quarter, man. Yeah. It seemed like they just let up as a team. They were comfortable, and that's a reflection of coaching. He got too comfortable, and he didn't run enough when they had that lead like that. And as soon as the momentum switches, you see Eddie Jackson whiff on that play. He basically made a damn block for him. He blocked.
Oh my God! We talked about Eddie Jackson's responsibilities, deep third there. The ball's coming inside the numbers. And again, I've only seen it twice, but I know the coverage and I know who's responsible there. And I see Vildor peek and see Eddie coming over. So he's going to lay off so you don't collide. Instead, Eddie takes the pussy route and goes over the top. I mean, and to allow a touchdown, again, maybe you can't get over there. I felt like he had an opportunity to get over there and not only get over there and destroy somebody, but possibly get over there, read it, and make a play. He did neither. In fact, it was the Keystone Cops where he takes out his own player because he was being absolutely selfish. For all the good that you possibly did in the game gets taken away when the momentum is changing. you could feel the Bengals now, despite the 3 turnovers, despite everything, they're still in the game. That to me is a reflection of Nagy and the continued labor of love, I call it, with Eddie Jackson out there at safety. And the nickel corner position, clearly the biggest 3 areas. None of them have to do with Khalil Mack, Shane. Freaking none of them have to do with Khalil Mack. It's Duke Shelley, Sam Mustipher, and Eddie Jackson. So those are the things that I look at when you're going forward. And then we got to worry. I don't know if you got to watch us with the preseason, the unveiling of Matt Nagy lying. So I don't know if you got to see that, where he was like, yeah, Justin's getting, snaps with the ones after practice. They stay extra. And then Justin comes on and says, yeah, this is what happens after practice. We go over the tape. I rerun all the plays, and we have a practice squad receiver running. It's a complete opposite of what he said. And it's just to show you what kind of shoe salesman this guy is. It is a travesty when it comes to this guy having Justin, the quarterback. What are your thoughts there? Is he going to even start this week?
Real quick, Cool Kennedy, before you answer this, we do have a little bit of breaking news. We'll get everybody's thoughts on this.
Oh.
Pretty similar, I think.
The white wig coming down. Oh,
Yeah,
I love it.
George Washington, man. Old school style. No, man, but I definitely feel like Nagy took the wind out of the team by the play calling. There was too many bubble screens. There were times where they should have went down the field and they were going sideways. They were going horizontal. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't.
Right.
It was that takes away the drives. They probably could have been up 30 if they. I mean, look at the offense, man. Like, they didn't do as much as they could. Shout out to Roquan, though. Shout out to 96. He came up big. 96 came up big. He had a great game. And
he did.
Man,
92. Angelo. What about Angelo Blackson?
Yeah, he came up big with the interception.
He had some pressures inside. He came up big with the interception. Were you in the end zone of the dropped Allen Robinson dime ball? Were you in that end zone?
I believe. I'm not sure. I don't think. I think I was
going. No.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so it probably wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It probably wasn't.
Oh my God! The perfect ball by Justin Fields goes right through Allen Robinson's chest, hands. That was the momentum for the offense. Oh my God! He did a Wims. Oh my God! It should be. I wonder, Shane. Do you think they will play that highlight over and over, or we've seen the last of that?
Of
Allen Robinson's drop.
Oh, they should play it. I mean, it
could have been the walk-off home run for Justin Fields, because that was a dime ball. I mean,
Phil,
my God.
You could feel the electricity just when he was. I mean, Greg shared a couple of videos of when Justin came on the field.
Yeah.
I talked to Cars. He's like, bro, you can't even. He's like, you just feel it when he walks onto the field. If he would have had the walk-off there with Allen Robinson on that, I can't imagine, what Soldier Field
would have been ballistic.
Oh, yeah. But that, absolutely. They better not. You can't just let that go by the wayside. Everything has to be used as a teaching moment.
And it seemed like the big names came up in flashes this game, but they didn't finish out. So they were there and they were present, and it's like, pat on the back, great job. You earned your check this week. But to finish out, you know what I mean? Like that should put those big names up for the season as far as what they're trying to do this season. Like, if you're going to fall off in the fourth quarter, I mean, anybody can.
I think we lost his audio, but anybody could understand where he's going there.
Yeah.
It's true. How many times on a team do you have a defensive touchdown, 3 turnovers, or was it 4?
Yeah,
it was 4 turnovers, because you had the Eddie Jackson strip, you had the interception, obviously, that went for points by Roquan. You got Angelo Blackson's pick and Jalen Johnson's pick. So you got 4 turnovers.
Yeah, great
and you
field
come away
position.
with 3 fucking point win. 3-point win. To me, that's an indictment on your head coach again. It's an indictment on the offense and the play call. Justin Fields, unveiled the truth of Matt Nagy to Kofi's freaking point. He is a fucking politician lying to you. Shoe. And it's something we have to worry about, that Shane's not being like negative. He's not being negative. He's being like, Phil, this happens with this kind of clown. Shoe, he might go back to Andy Dalton and not realize the importance of this situation.
Right.
It's unbelievable. There he is. He's back. Not Nagy, but we got you back. We can hear you. We lost your audio for a second, but
somebody called me. Sorry.
The energy.
People asking about the game. Yeah.
The energy of the field, your vibe before we let you go.
Yeah.
Was it?
When
Justin comes in, because Andy we thought was playing very good football.
It was.
Then he gets hurt. What was the energy like for you when Andy comes back in? Then he goes out.
People were murmuring about how they were. I don't mean to be mean, but I'm kind of glad he's hurt. That's what I heard. A lot of people saying I'm glad he's out, but I know he was doing a great job. And people were saying they were glad he was hurt. I didn't really dig that, but I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you never.
Number one came up and everybody enjoyed. You hear me?
Well, you're breaking it up in and out, but that's our guy, Cool Kennedy. We love you. I'm so glad you and Tom Boson bringing our guy, Cool Kennedy, to the game, a patron. Bringing up just TTNL is family. That's all you need to know. You have to love the fact that we rock and roll like that and we go through this. This is Bears Hour Live, the best post-game show, bar none, right here, breaking down a victory for the Chicago Bears. And unfortunately, with every victory, it seems like it's always a nail biter. As my wife can tell you, she's like, can you ever just blow a team out? Can you ever just 35-3?
I think that's about to change, though, Phil. And
do you feel it?
I do. I think that's.
If we get over this hurdle with Nagy,
because
he's going to be the Wednesday presser fear.
I think that once they entrench Justin Fields, I just think that you're going to see more and more positive plays. I just think that there's. It doesn't take much you just listen to this kid in a presser and he gets it. And those things matter. If he's handling himself with confidence and swag and a presser, imagine what he's doing in the locker room around the 53 guys or the 52 other guys that matter. And I think we'll see a lot of big plays, and we're going to see some bumps along the way, like we've talked about. But to me, the ultimate question is head coach.
Big plays are nice.
Ever going to figure it out? And I don't have 100% confidence that he will at all, but we'll see. But that being said, I think Justin Fields is good enough to even overcome a lot of the warts that are on this team. I mean, Phil, you can't teach that 3rd and 9 play. Can't.
No,
just can't. It's a separator. So
when the arm comes out, we're used to the quarterback going down. If that's Nick Foles, if Andy Dalton, and to Shane's credit, we're using a hypothetical, but we're just putting the same Nagy shit into that position. You would find yourself there. And I know a lot of people love Mitch and what have you. If this hurts your feelings, but I know Mitch would have fucking went down there. I just know there is a fucking elite athlete at quarterback with the Chicago Bears. And as a defensive coordinator, that puts the fear of God in me, because I have to try to stop him. And if you put another fucking elite athlete at running back, now you're cooking with gas. If this fucking guy can't figure out, David doesn't come out with Goliath. Goliath is Justin, David is David, and you fucking go down the field all day. And everything else works off that. Because Goodwin and Allen Robinson and Cole Kmet and the 17 tight ends on the roster, as well as Darnell Mooney, can get it done. And you can have a really good, I'm not saying dominant, but good offense. And Coach Wanstead took my exact fucking words. Even with Mitch Trubisky and David Montgomery, I'm going to the playoffs because I know how to use this shit right.
Yeah.
That's what Matt Nagy fails. David Montgomery is the fucking year 2021, horse that you got to ride, because year 2022, Justin Fields will be that. So you have to get to the point. If you fuck up as a coach, this will be my final thoughts. And then Shane, you can have yours and then we could wrap up.
Right. But this is what
What?
Listen, we're being honest. 3Z's world. Mitch is in year 5. Guy,
Exactly.
this guy
can't change the
storyline. Playing with the ones for the first time. We get it. There's a big difference, but everybody wants to make a comparison, and that's just a shitty one by you. But I mean, you're grasping at straws. Phil, one thing that I think is important, because we always want to look at the big picture and look at everything. And Matt Nagy, and we got to find, we have to look at the whys. We have to find out the whys. Well, change your perspective on that. You found a why today. Why did you win? You found a why today because your fucking quarterback that you drafted number 11 overall changed the fucking outcome of the game on 3rd and 9.
What are the whys?
Yeah. Number 1 is a why.
Bro.
Yes, he didn't play well in a lot of spots, but you have to start stacking the positives moving forward, and we're going to take the bumps along the way. But
speaking of bumps, you gave me goosebumps because that is the home run point. In fact, I'm so proud of you. I hope that people are paying attention. That is the why. So if we go this week and we find out you couldn't figure out the why and put Dalton in, then Mr. Blog Boy defender, blind defender of Matt Nagy, then I'm not looking. He is not looking for real answers. He wants and has a political fucking agenda that doesn't belong in the city of Chicago. There's enough politics there. There's enough bullshit there. At the end of the day, winning is the most important thing. And if that doesn't resonate in your locker room, then you are a fucking fool. You are a shoe salesman that has been giving the keys to the Charter franchise. It's like having a 300-pound jockey on a stallion. Doesn't make sense. Don't fucking get it twisted. The why has been answered. Let's just hope that Coach Nagy can figure it out. For sure. For sure. I'm just saying we end it right there, Shane.
Totally.
Real quick. This week, again, Kenneth Davis on Wednesday. One last bit of business. And X's with the O's. If you didn't get a chance, if you're not a patron and you're not a part of this coach's clinic with Barelissimo, my father, and myself, then you're missing out. We broke down all of the defensive breakdowns, and we'll continue to do that. If you love my TTNL DDP video series, then you're going to absolutely want to be in attention to this class. The tape never lies. Tape never lies.
The tape never lies.
Tape never lies.
The tape never.
Sign up, become a patron right there. TheTapeNeverLies.com. All week we'll be having extra special sauce for you on that fucking, I know you guys like those Italian beefs, but we love the steak and cheese with the fucking seared fried onion or sauteed onion. That's what I like. But anyway, this week, Kenneth Davis Wednesday night. Tomorrow, the Super 16 poll show with Chris Zorich will be live here on our channel. That's what Chris wants us to do with that song. It'll be live 8:30 tomorrow night. Chris and I will be on. Chris will be revealing his top 16 teams in college football. It's must-see TV here on the network. Wednesday, obviously keeping 100. Tuesday nights, it's fantasy football on the network with the One Up Show. Fantasy One Up Show with Chris Jackal, who's the producer today, and Steven Johnson. Last week, they had Claudio the Barber. So that is your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday lineup. And then, of course, hopefully, Shane, the NFL gives the all 22 this week.
Here's hoping. I'm still refreshing about every hour to 90 minutes. But, Phil, this is the perfect way to close this out with this clip. Go ahead. Because it's going to be a big week for this. So we can remove the comments so everybody can enjoy this in all of its splendor here. And you can hit end broadcast after this plays. But here we go.
I feel good. And again, I go back to practice where he's at. But we'll see. We'll see where we're at here as we go and move forward with where our guys are at. But I felt overall that
got better.
I feel again, I go back to practice. I just want you to keep doing that. We'll see where we're at here as we go and move forward. Last week, our guys are at. But I felt overall that other guys were low. I just want to that's where we're at here as we go and move forward. He wasn't what? No. I felt overall that we move forward with what we talked about, but at the same time, I'm feeling really good about where we're at. You can't do this right here, right, with those two. Those two guys now, they got to be going this way. One might be here and one might be there, but they're never doing this. And I think that's, if you just keep it super simple, that's where we're at in our room right now. That's where we're at with our.
Thank you for watching Bears Hour Live, the best post-Bears game show on the planet, on the Tape Never Lies Network.